Thank you so much for staying with us. Nigeria sits 6 points behind South Africa. However, if there is to be a sanction for Bafana Bafana in the Teboho Mokoena affair, then the difference is only 3 points. This makes tonight's FIFA World Cup qualifier in Bloemfontein a do-or-die affair for both rival nations. An away win for Nigeria would propel them right back into contention, while home success would put Bafana Bafana through to the World Cup finals officially. What makes this encounter more interesting is the wait for clarity from FIFA over whether the hosts will be docked points for fielding a defaulter in Mokoena back in March when they beat Lesotho in Polokwane. The fact that FIFA have not made a decision 6 months after the incident offers the possibility that no sanction might be affected, meaning that if Hugo Broos's side wins tonight, then South Africa will qualify for the 2026 showpiece. And standing by is our Newzroom Afrika sports reporter Yolulwe Qoshe. He is in Bloemfontein as we continue to build up to that mouth-watering clash. Yolulwe, what's the mood like down in Bloemfontein? I know that's a place where supporters like to come in their numbers and they sing. Just give us a sense of what's going on.
Well, a very good evening to you in studio, Khotso, as well as to the viewers at home. Of course, you speak about the supporters. I'm sure now they are starting to make even more of their ways into the stadium. Earlier on, you could see that some of them were probably still coming from work, because they sometimes forget that it is still a Tuesday. They're at work, just like I'm at work here, Khotso, just a different bit of work. They will be hoping, though, when they sat on those grandstands, that at the end of it all, they can celebrate a hard day at work with a bit of success from Bafana Bafana, who will be looking to book their place into the 2026 FIFA World Cup, coming up in the United States and Mexico as well as Canada. But before they do that, they'll have to get through a stubborn Super Eagles team that, like you say, will be looking to get themselves into contention for a same flight to those same countries. Joining me now to speak about how both these teams will be trying to counter themselves is Neko Poho. Neko, thank you so much for your time. Let's speak about this South African team that we've just seen from Hugo Broos. A couple of changes there. Samkelo Kabini comes in at left back for Aubrey Modiba. Siyabonga Ngezana comes in for Molisana. You've also got Ndunyelwa who comes in. Obas comes in, unchanged front three. When you look at that team, what do you think Hugo Broos is trying to do against Nigeria tonight?
Well, a very good evening to you, Yolulwe, as well as the Newzroom Afrika viewers. Indeed, Yolulwe, surprise packages, I must say, looking at Kabini coming in from Modiba right there. But also, Ngezana doesn't come as a shock, because we know that Teboho Mokoena got an injury against Lesotho last week Friday. We also look at Zuko Mdunyelwa, who also came in after Sydney Mobi also got an injury last week Friday. So I see that perhaps maybe what Hugo is trying to do is that he sees that Nigeria, they're full of force, they're full of power, they're full of strength, and also the height as well allows Kabini, Ngezana, as well as Zuko on the right-hand side, alongside, of course, Mbokazi, who also has that physicality within the defensive pack. So going into the middle field, Batusi Obas, we know what he does. We know the strength that Batusi has. Of course, Teboho Mokoena goes without saying. He's the core of Bafana Bafana, in my opinion. And then, of course, the master chef, Sipho Mbule, to just definitely, drive the mood and also control the game with those slicky passes, with those calmness that we know we normally definitely bring to Orlando Pirates. Unchanged front three, I'm happy with it. Lyle Foster, of course, becoming our striker right there. Also in Napolis, Mahau Nkota, who has been exceptional ever since going to El Etafik. He came in last week, scored a beautiful goal. I can't say that, of course, I can't falter him. Lyle Foster as well, he also got on the score sheet. And then, of course, also in Napolis, we know what he does. He's pacey, he's skillful. So Bafana, they're all balanced. From the back to the middle to the front, they're all balanced.
Just quickly looking at the Nigeria side, they are, of course, without their talisman up front, Victor Osimhen. But they say that a team is not made up by an individual. Who can come in and replace a player like Victor Osimhen? How can the Nigerians spoil the Bafana party here today?
Yesterday when we spoke to the Nigerian head coach, Eric Chelle, as well as the captain, Ikong, they said that without Osimhen, they're still Nigeria. With Osimhen, they're still Nigeria. So you're looking at a player like Tulo, who scored against Rwanda. Very lethal on the ball, very comfortable on the ball. And if Bafana Bafana don't control him, he might definitely spoil the mood here at Bloemfontein. But also, we can't take away nothing from Ademola Lookman. We know what he brings. I mean, of course, he has been, of course, an African Player of the Year. We know the quality that Ademola Lookman has. So Bafana Bafana need also to be aware of Lookman. He's pacey, skillful as well. And also at the back, Ikong has been there. We can't forget AFCON 2024. He was solid at the back for the Nigerians. So I see a tightly contested encounter between the two giants, the Super Eagles, and of course Bafana Bafana. But you know, right now, as you can hear, the national anthem is being sang. The crowd is here. The 12 men that are here, they are really behind the boys. And that's what I think also tonight will be very pivotal. The fans coming out and supporting Bafana Bafana.
No, thank you so much for your time. We'll touch base again, of course. Thank you. Well, Khotso, that was Teboho speaking to us about what we can expect when these two giants collide here at the Free State Stadium. It's, of course, Bafana Bafana taking on Nigeria. Bafana will be looking to book their place at the World Cup if they do get victory against Nigeria. Neo did speak about the national anthems being sang, so we better run off, Khotso, before we lose our seats there at the stadium as well, because we want to be front row if and when Bafana Bafana does book their place to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Back to you, studio.
Well, thank you so much, Yolulwe Qoshe, coming live from the Bloemfontein Stadium in the Free State Stadium, I beg your pardon, from Bloemfontein. Well, that kickoff is in approximately 2 minutes from now. So Bafana Bafana taking on Nigeria in that all-crucial, important World Cup qualifier. Well, we'll have more of this and a whole lot more in the next hour. For now, stay with us.